Welcome back, everybody, to the second episode of the Clashing Conferences podcast, basketball edition. Did it that time without screwing up. So let's get right into how our internal competition went last week. We had a three-way tie between Tony P. Tony P got 1 point for most points. Matt got 1 point.
What was the total?
140.
140. Okay.
A respectable number.
Yep.
I'd say it's pretty honest. We got 140, and me and Giannis didn't even play that game. So I was last week, and I earned my points. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Who they beat? Who they beat for that?
The Suns.
The Suns. All right, it's a good one. Nice. Oh, okay. I got it. I did see that. All right. Sorry, Dave.
I remember the text thread on that one.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Matt got 1 point for most threes, and that was individual player, wasn't it?
Sam Hauser.
Yeah.
There we go.
10.
That's a lot of threes.
And then Topher got 1 point for most over the spread. Is that what we're calling it? Mike can probably explain this the best, our resident gambler.
Plus or minus, how you do as compared to the spread, as compared to how you actually do and how much you win or lose the game by. And Chris's plus or minus was somewhere in the high 40s, I think, if I remember. That's a pretty good week.
And then Mike and Davis Bartrands are off to a rough start. So got no points this week.
He did hoist 9 of them in one particular game this week. So he gave it his best effort.
He did.
He needed that one more.
I didn't say he made 9. I said he hoisted them. I think he made 1 or 2 that game.
My guys just need to shoot more. I mean, DiVincenzo, he's been shooting 50% behind the line, but he only shoots like 8. But to make 10, you got to throw 20 up.
Shooting more shots, man.
Nah, we don't want him. You know how that goes. He played for your squad. You just keep him. You got to be wide open in rhythm. He's good. Know your role.
He's check player, but if you
know your role, Dante. All right, so we tied up. Mike. Well, wait a minute. Mike didn't get any points.
Yeah. We're gonna be at the bottom for probably the rest of the season, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, but I was really pulling for you on this internal competition.
Like your buddy Paul Douglas in the NFL one. He didn't get any points either. I hope you're watching this pod, Paul.
He will be.
Washington sucks. And he can't say nothing. All right,
well, let's get into letting Tony introduce himself. He was able to get bail and out of prison. So
yes, I got a good lawyer, so
better late than never, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you guys for carrying the load without me. It definitely sucks not being here for episode 1, but I hope to redeem myself tonight, and I will definitely do my fair share of shit talking. So I'm excited to get the opportunity to be part of the show. My cousin is Matt, and we actually used to live together, and we've watched a lot of games together, and we've had a lot of nights talking about our teams and ranting about how we wanted to win championships and aspirations for our GM duties as a fan. But unfortunately, I'm not as old as you guys, so I heard all the Jordan love yesterday. I never got to watch, or last week's episode, I never got to watch Jordan play in real life. So my first memories of the NBA were the Bucks.
That explains why you're a Bucks fan. You don't know what real talent is.
And honestly, the crazy thing about it is whenever I see Jordan Howard, there's a ton of them on the Bucks. He was always shitting on the Bucks apparently. But my earliest memories were of
Ray. Everybody.
He was the first young star I remember. It was Ray Allen, Sam Cassell, and Glenn the Big Dog Robinson. And
that was a pretty good team.
That was a cool team. Yeah, now you say it, that was a cool team.
What's that?
So that was a pretty cool team, actually.
Yeah, and we played the Hornets in the semifinals that year, and we went to 7 games with them, and that was when Baron Davis was a rookie, and their Hornets team was nasty then. And then after that, we went up against Iverson, and Iverson was Iverson and just too much. And I love sports, so like I just always followed my Bucks. We went through a lot of bad years in between there. Unfortunately, like one of the great quotes I heard from last week's episode from Mike was, "We've had 30 years of bad years, hoping for some good years coming up in the future." Fortunately, we've had more good years than that. So we drafted Giannis, and he's a generational player. And with that, we're in the running every year. So I have high expectations going into the season. Like Doc Rivers is going to take us to the promised land, get over the hump, Game 7.
No,
And
that's not his. That's not his mo. You know better than that.
I know, but listen, last year we were the number 1 seed, and we got dropped in the first round. Like you never know. Like once the playoffs happen, teams step
like Randy, Cowboys.
So I mean, I'm in it to win it. I think I'm going to be rooting hard for the Bucks, and hopefully, you guys are right up there with us with the Knicks and the Celtics, and we're all going to be going to war for our team. So I'm ready to go.
Tony, when did you start watching basketball?
Yeah, like I said, the first year was probably 2001, 2000. Was probably the first year I ever started watching it. Yeah.
So you should have seen Jordan, because Jordan played for the Wizards in 2001, 2002, and 2003. But it was,
but come on.
I was like 5th grade.
I know, Mike, you say that, Mike, but he was averaging like 20, 21 a game, like solid.
He was,
25.
Bad
he
knees.
was a smart, savvy player.
Dude,
but he
bad
wasn't
knees.
the physical athlete, fun to watch Jordan that you and I grew up with at that point.
But you know what he did that I love and respect? He played 82 games. Still played 82 games. I saw this crazy stat the other day, by the way, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but they listed like all of these guys that, big time stars like Kobe, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant. The list goes on, right? You take all their games and add all their 82 game seasons and add them together, and they still did not have more than Michael Jordan. Isn't that crazy? Michael Jordan only played what? 12 years? 13 years?
Yep.
MJ had more 82 game seasons than Kobe, LeBron, Durant, Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Curry, and Dwayne combined. That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, I just think it's a different league though nowadays.
But why? Why? But why? These guys got better. They got better. Like, go ahead.
I interrupt you. Get injured in the first round of the playoffs. Like that's worthless.
No, but like, there's better technology today. There's better like Tom Brady and the way Kobe took. If Michael Jordan took care of himself the way like Kobe took care of himself, do you imagine what Jordan would have done?
Yeah, but also
they didn't know what they know now.
They were tomahawk chopping him out of the sky too. That's the other thing. He was getting punched in the face, and that was just like
beat up. Like you were going down the middle. I will tell you this. I don't know if you guys noticed this, especially in this past week. They've been letting them play in the NBA. It looks almost like playoff basketball this past week. I've been seeing a lot of no calls, a lot of like. It actually almost feels like the 90s a little bit.
Good.
I like it. That's right up the Knicks alley. But
I
like it.
They're calling
it is. We're going to come out and beat you defensively, I think. I think that's what that's what we're going to try to do.
Tony, you were talking about Orlando, right? Before, have you been watching that at all?
I haven't watched one Orlando game or anything about them. I didn't know they were a decent team. Why? Just because Ranchero, or what's what's there?
They've drafted well the last couple of years, and everybody's on rookie contracts, so they still have money for all those other guys that have either been hurt or riding the bench, or like Fultz and what's his name, Jonathan Isaac, and those guys. So, but they've drafted well recently. So,
hey, then I want to play them in the first round. I'll play Orlando in the first round. Because I was looking at it today. I haven't looked at the standings. I know Topher's up on the standings every day. He reads them the first thing he does when he gets up in the morning.
It's not the first thing I do. I just know where we're at.
But
And honestly, I ain't worried about nobody but the Celtics. Just bring on the Celtics. I'm ready for the playoffs to start. We only got a little bit of time left.
I know, but
Tony's saying you might not see the Celtics.
You don't want to play.
It depends on the seeding, I guess, but
Yeah.
I'm expecting to. I don't know. I'm not really worried about anybody but the Celtics. I want to play them. I think we'll be ready by the time the playoffs start.
Dude, there are some good teams. I think that you're like. I was looking at it the other day. I was like, the Pacers are
In the East.
The Pacers are a good team.
I ain't worried about the Pacers. I ain't worried about the Magic. I'm not worrying about the Sixers. Obviously, I'm not.
Yeah.
I early on. I mean, I worried. I thought I was. I'm not worried about Cavaliers. We always seem to beat the Cavaliers. I brought up Jimmy
You better
Butler.
be worried about the Sixers if they get Embiid back. They're legit with him.
I don't think he's coming back.
I don't
think he's coming back. Celtics, man. Celtics are that's it. That's it. That's the bar. Like, I want the Celtics.
I would love an Indiana New York first round series though. That'd be great. I miss that.
That would be good. It ain't gonna be the same, but
no.
I'm excited for that. I would take that one.
You gonna try to go to any games for the playoffs?
For the no. I'm going to a game April 10th with Steve and our buddy Corey and another friend. I'm going to a game in Chicago. We got some good seats that Corey hooked us up with, but I'm not. That's it.
You're going to
nope. Yeah, we're going to Chicago.
A Bulls-Knicks game, right?
A Bulls-Knicks game.
Yeah, I thought so.
Like, awesome seats, like down on the floor. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm really excited. I never sat like that at an NBA game. I'm excited. Pretty cool.
You guys need to be on TV.
Tony, have you been to the new Bucks Stadium since they built it?
Yeah, I went. So, I mean...
Oh, yeah?
Huh?
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
Built a new stadium probably 5 years ago. And I used to live in New York and on the East Coast, so I never got to go to any of these games. But I went about 2 years ago when we lost to Miami. And who did we lose to before Miami? I don't remember who we lost to the year before Miami, but it was whoever we lost to that year. And it was just 2 losses in the playoffs, but I got to go to 2 playoff games. I'm trying to go this year. If they go this year, I'm going this year for sure. Hopefully it's against Boston. I'm going to a Boston game.
Dude, they added extra seats to the Garden. Like, they just took as much space out as humanly possible and mushed as many seats in. So now TD Garden's like Fenway, where you're just like this the whole time.
They're under a train station.
Huh? Oh, they did fix the train station up. Yeah, they have a apparatus around to keep the homeless people from stabbing people and causing problems. So it's very weird.
Oh.
They just stand on the outside and look at you like you're in the zoo.
Yeah,
it sounded like needed improvements.
It did.
It's underneath the subway, or it's above a subway.
Huh?
So
it was above a subway, right?
No, connect to the train station. So you guys probably don't know, but TD Garden, the commuter rail, literally drives into TD Garden. So you can take the commuter rail, hop off, you walk right in, get on an escalator, and go up the stairs, and you're at the game. It's the most convenient thing in the entire world.
Got to cut down on DUIs.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Unless you fall asleep on the train and then you wake up and just stop, or you're at the end of the track, and then you're like, oh, okay.
End of the road. Get off.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I at?
Don't matter. Get off.
Right.
That's your problem.
That's what I was going to say. It's your problem.
Yep.
All right. So what's going on tomorrow night? Is it tomorrow night the Celtics and the Bucks play?
Celtics Bucks tomorrow in Boston.
Who's in Boston?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that nationally televised? Do you know?
Oh,
it should absolutely be.
I would
right?
hope so, but never know anymore.
Oh,
that should make for some good conversation next week.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. Did you see what my boy Hart did last night? Got another triple-double.
I don't know. I know the one night I bet on him to score 1 3-pointer. He couldn't do it.
He only had...
So I know.
His triple-double, he did only have 10 points. But it's just the point that... I did want to tell you guys, like, Mike gave me some shit last week, and then Paul did because he said he watched the podcast. But I'm going to rebuttal what I said. I do think Brunson should be in the MVP talk. I think he absolutely should be. Like the Knicks won't even be. I don't even know if the Knicks would be in the play-in without him. And honestly, Tibbs should be in the Coach of the Year. Like we got 3 major starters out for since January. End of January. Like we're right there, dude. Like we would probably. I think we'd be ahead of the Bucks. We might be the number 2 seed if we were healthy.
I would agree with you on both those things. I think Tibbs deserves Coach of the Year credit with the way he's put in with those injuries and how they're still doing. And I think Brunson does deserve some MVP credit because he means a lot to that team.
You guys laughed at me last week.
I didn't say any of that.
I said 180 for Mike.
I said I didn't know. I'm going to say the same thing I said last week. I don't think he's as talented as some of those other guys that you would put in the MVP conversation.
I'm gonna go a little further too. Like last year, I started saying some things. When I rewatched the podcast, it made me think. Like last year, he kind of sat back. He was kind of like, this is Randall's team. He was kind of on the humble side. Dude, he's not like that now. And I was even thinking about something else. We were talking about having that fire and being an MVP. I think if it came down to the last shot, like you got Giannis, right? But he's not like a last shot kind of guy, is he? Like, do you really think he's like a last shot kind of guy? I mean, he's the best player in your team, but is he like a last shot, like buzzer beater? Like, I need one shot, last play of the game, give it to Giannis. Like, is that what you're doing?
So, in the NBA Finals when they won the championship, he made the big dunk at the end, but that's more of a fast break. Like, he got the block, and then they went on fast break and Holiday.
Right, but I'm talking like you got to inbound the ball at half court, 3 seconds ago. Are you giving it to Giannis?
No, I'd say no because I think what's going to happen is he's going to drive and then he puts that. He's had games where he's done that and he gets a charge at the end of the game. But that's what we got Dame for. It's Dame time at the end of the game.
See, not only is Brunson our best player, like I want him to take the last shot. And I was thinking about this, and I'm doing this to get Matt a little fired up. I think I would want Brunson to take the last shot before I'd want Tatum to take the last shot. Like I think he is an MVP. I think he is a superstar. He's different, Mike. Like he's not the same dude that played, before he got traded to the Knicks. He's different, and he got his boys with him. Like it is a Villanova thing. It's cool, man.
What's his contract?
His next contract will be a max deal.
I thought they maxed him out when they got him.
I don't think he hit 50. I don't think he hit 50 mil. I don't think it was anything like.
No, because he changed teams and he didn't do a sign and trade, so his is like way less value. So that's what I mean. I'm wondering what the difference is between what you know what I mean. If his next contract will be huge, but you guys might be in that window where you might be able to go chase a star in the next season or two because you'll have more cap space because he's not he's probably not getting $55 million. He's probably getting $30 million or something.
So you're saying we could go like let Randall go and get a star next year and then still re-sign him?
Yeah. Yep. You can go into the luxury tax if it's re-signing one of your own guys.
Like the Knicks are finally. I think the Knicks might be finally back. But they might finally be back.
Out of control.
And it's good for the league. Man. And it's like really good for the league. Like, and our defense is just disgusting. Like after we beat, like I don't know. I mean, I know the Blazers suck, and I know the Sixers aren't that good right now. But the Kings aren't bad. And when we beat the Kings the other night after the game, we held them to 91 points. We held 5 teams in a row under 100. And they said that's the first time that happened since 2014. And 91 points was the less points that the Kings have scored at home in 2 years. The Knicks are balling defensively, man. And I'm telling you, they're going to be deep in the playoffs.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing I just want to say to you. And I'm trying to be cautious on how I say it because I don't want to seem totally
I'm just trying to get you fired up because you weren't here last week. I just want you to know I'm not scared of the Bucks.
Over. These games don't matter. Like it doesn't matter.
It's different in the playoffs, but in the playoffs, you got to be well coached and you got to be able to play defense. And we do both of that.
Here's what I was thinking about.
And
how do you feel about the Tibbs fatigue factor? You don't think that him like grinding Brunson into the ground right now is going to have any impact on the playoffs?
What do you mean? Like, no, they're really not. Like, I was thinking about this too. Like, these injuries are bittersweet because, like McBride last night, OG, you sent me that text that he's done. You said it's fun while it lasted. They sent him back to New York. He got an X-ray. They said everything's cool. He's clean. He just got to heal. Time management, got some swelling. Since he's been on the Knicks, like we got him December 30th, and he got hurt on February 6th and had surgery on the 8th. 18 games, we went 15-3, and we were the best defensive team in the NBA. And in this past month, we were the best defensive team in the NBA by like ridiculous, stupid margins. Like we're just, and what I'm going to say is, like we're so deep for the playoffs. Like OG didn't play last night. They put McBride in. McBride played 46 minutes and outplayed Curry and scored 29 points and went 6 for 9 for 3. Like we are so deep. You wait till we get Mitchell Robinson and Randall back. It is going to be scary.
I like that your guys' coaches are the Celtics leftovers, and they've been snake bitten since 08.
What do you mean? Like what do you mean? Oh, like Tibbs? Like Tibbs
was with us in 08. Doc was with us in 08. And they haven't.
Who got the better one? Who got the better coach, though?
What are you looking for?
I'm talking about out of Tibbs and Doc. Like, who would you?
Well, if you're looking for defense, I'm going Tibbs. If you're looking for someone to blow a 3-1 series lead, I'm going Doc. So
you're going Tibbs either way, right?
Yeah, but Tibbs has a history of running his guys into the ground and breaking them. Like you know what I mean? Like look at KG got hurt in 09. You had so many guys getting hurt along the way with the Celtics. Granted, that might just happen, but they were a defensive first team. He goes to Chicago. Rose blows his legs out, gets all screwed up. That ruins their franchise.
Yeah. I know. And what I do like about him, though, I saw some differences. You know, like I remember, like I'm going to bring a Giants thing in. Like I remember when Giants got Tom Coughlin and he was really hard on everybody. And Strahan was like, you got to change your ways a little bit. And he did, and we won a championship.
Yep.
I think Tibbs is all into like the veteran guy, like Alec Burks. We got him, and we got Bogdanovich. We got them from Detroit. And he wants to play them all the time, right? They're not playing as much as they used to. And he went with the younger guys. And he was even smart last night. Like, Precious Achiuwa has been playing really well in that trade. Like, everybody thought that was a trade, like just a throw-in. He's been putting big minutes up, out-rebounding offensively. He's been huge. But they didn't play him last night because OG got hurt, and they wanted McBride to play, and he played him 46 minutes. Alec Burke and Bogdanovich haven't been playing that well, and Tibbs been keeping them out. So you're saying he's running people in the ground, but he's playing them in a way that, I mean, he has to, right? Like, we needed to win last night. Like, Tony P was giving me shit for not wanting to drop to 5th. If we lose last night to the Golden State Warriors, we drop down to 5th in the standings. We're way better than the 5th-ranked team in the East.
Is this his first year with New York? No, he was there.
Who?
He's been a couple years.
Yeah, he's been there a couple years. Okay.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years, right? Tibbs.
Yeah.
Oh, Tibbs been there for a few years, yeah.
Okay.
Quite a few years, yeah.
Again, New York hasn't really done anything. That's why I was like, "What?"
No, they haven't. No,
who has their coach?
They haven't been relevant for a long time. Even when we had Melo, we weren't relevant. We were on the right path with.
You were relevant. You just weren't good.
Dude, it was awful.
Maybe not for the right reasons.
I mean, yeah, they were talking about Melo on ESPN all the goddamn time. You were definitely relevant.
And that's the thing. Like, and that's why you laughed at me last week about Brunson, because they don't talk about the Knicks, but they should be talking about the Knicks. Knicks could be like, in my opinion, it could be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. And like, we're gonna find out tomorrow night, because we got Denver tomorrow night. We just
I
can't wait. And I really hope OG plays. Like that's what's not fair either, because like I don't even think we need Randall. Like, I ain't gonna say that, and don't quote me on that like in a dumb way. But
trade him.
We can win with OG. We can win with OG. We don't like bring OG in, and we're fine. But you give us Randall and Mitchell Robinson, I think we can beat it. I think we can beat it. Man, bring on Boston. Come on. I want the playoffs to start.
Woo. Famous.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped, man.
Let him be that confident.
Last pod I really couldn't say nothing. I have every right to be confident.
Every right. Listen, every day I want to get on that text line and give you guys shit, but these teams just do not lose. The Knicks do not lose. The Celtics do not lose. Like,
I don't think any of us lost. Oh, well, sorry, Mike, but I don't think out of the three of us, any of us lost since last week.
Wait. Who's Mike's girlfriend team? Hold on. We never got that.
We beat them. Oh, yeah. Who is your girlfriend team, Mike?
I'm not picking one until the playoffs.
All right.
I want to. If Embiid's
Just
back,
waiting
it's the
for
Sixers.
right before prom.
If you're gonna cheat, you're gonna make sure it's with a good one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
I don't want to pick another shitty squad.
Go West Coast.
What do you guys think? Should we?
Yeah, you want to do another, or just go into a break and then come back and do the wheels and
Yeah, let's
see
take a
what
quick
else
break and we'll
shenanigans we
spin
can
the
get
wheel.
into?
Oh, and Matt's Libz, baby. Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Sounds good to me.
Teaser. All right. So we'll head to break and come back. So in the meantime, make sure you like, subscribe, share, however you got to do it. Whatever, however you get your podcast content. Tell your friends, your moms, everybody. And we'll be right back.
Go next.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the second half of our podcast. We are going to roll right into spinning these wheels to get our internal competition laid out for next week and give me my homework to look into who wins at the end of this week.
There you
A little
go.
harder when you don't know much about basketball, but
You're
we'll
learning.
struggle through this. Thank you guys for your help.
Go Basky Hoops.
What's that?
Go Basky Hoops.
Yep.
You'll be
Sports
picking a
ball,
team. You'll be
yay.
picking a team by the time the championship comes. Don't worry.
So
You'll be into it.
It's gonna be the Hornets.
somehow my phone
I don't
knows
think so.
that I'm doing this. I'm getting all sorts of targeted like advertisements and stuff about basketball, and so it's just going to be filtered into my life anyway.
As Randy would say, the algorithm. The algorithm.
All right, so hopefully our producer doesn't get hacked by China, and we can spin the wheel for the first time and see what we have. Right, he can produce.
Ugh.
Come on.
Yeah. I feel like my 2-year-old. Well, I don't have a 2-year-old, but it looks like a 2-year-old spun that wheel.
Nah, it would have ended up going through a window if it was a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, it was really weak. Field goal,
Field goal.
single player. Okay.
Field goal attempt?
Was that
Field goal.
Nils?
I think you have to make it.
pop-up
Okay.
producer thing.
Field goals made by a single player. I'm assuming. Is that what you guys would think that means?
Okay.
Yep.
In one
Yes,
game, right?
yes,
Yep.
yes.
I found
All
that.
right.
I got good odds on that one.
See, Brunson's so efficient. He can score 40 by only taking like 22 shots. So I mean, I don't know.
Davis Bertans gonna shock the world.
Mm-hmm.
1 for 10 behind the arc.
One of these weeks, assists by the total team or assist team total.
We're never going to get
So
that.
single game, most assists in a single game by a total team.
If the Hornets pass Bertrand's the ball, you could probably get that one.
Maybe.
Just shoot every time.
I like
I
it.
love how everybody's rooting for Mike to win something.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back. We're
Three-pointer
back in
single-
business. I'm gonna get a second chance at this.
You do have a Kate Berton.
Single player game.
What's this one?
Sneeze.
Single.
Same as last week. I thought.
Are we not supposed to have redundancies?
I guess it's kind of hard in basketball. I don't know. I guess this is something we didn't talk about.
In 10 threes in another game. Like, I don't think that matters.
It's a
Sam
good
Howell's
one.
going to hit 15 threes because he only shoots threes. He's the white Antoine Walker. He will not go inside the 3-point line.
I mean, it is the NBA today, right? Just launch threes. I mean, it is a good category. It is a good category for us. I mean,
And it feels like it can go any way, week. So
it pretty much could. It pretty much could.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you like my shirt, by the way? I wore a special shirt for you guys today. I wanted to make sure. You know? They're Irish
patties.
That's a pretty awesome shirt.
Yep, this is my starting 5 for the week.
I'm pretty sure Steve would have to like edit out all of the jokes that came to my head for that one. So I I kept it quiet.
You just kept it.
I had to.
You just made the host judgment and just didn't say nothing.
I think it's funny when you don't really care for cats and then you wear a cat shirt and everybody comes up and tells you their life story about your cats and you're like,
I hate them.
Don't care.
They're the worst.
I run them over. Yeah. I really don't like them. Nah, I do like cats. I don't have nothing against cats. We got a lot of pets here.
I mean, cats are fine, but I mean, they're not like, I don't think anybody wants to hear a story about them. I mean, a cat's a cat.
Why are we talking about cats?
I haven't liked cats since they tried to change the Hornets to the Bobcats.
There you go. Good
Thanks for bringing it back to basketball.
Good transition, brother.
That was phenomenal.
My hosting days. Trying to keep these idiots on track.
All right, so we got.
So do we have any expectations here? Where do we?
Well, the Bucks play the Celtics tomorrow, so if the Celtics get any of those points on the Bucks tomorrow, I'll be quite upset. So I think there's a little bit of added bonus to that. But I mean, we'll see. I like field goal attempts. I think Giannis shoots a lot of shots. Dame shoots a lot of shots. Portis shoots a lot of shots. I think we got a couple guys who can win that one. So
I was just looking at my next 3 games. We play the Nuggets, and then we play the Nets and the Pistons. And the Nets and the Pistons suck. We should score a lot of points against them. I mean, I could potentially mean a lot of assists, a lot of 3-point shots in this league, field goals made by a single player. So, I mean,
sounds like you could sweep the week, huh?
I mean, it's hard in the NBA, man. It's different. Like when you're doing the football pod, it's a little different. But like, I feel like even the Hornets could win some of these, maybe.
Hey, I'm hopeful I can get my first point, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be tonight. We are down 40 points to Orlando, and it's not halftime yet. This is not looking good.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I can guarantee you we're not getting a single one of them points tonight. 29 to 67 now. 38.
Jesus. Yeah, we're all tonight. You know what I want to know? I want to know who's going to win that Celtics-Bucks game tomorrow night.
Me too. I would really like to know.
That should be less stressful for everybody but Matt and Tony.
Which player is going to have the most field goals?
Yeah, who's going to have the most field goals in that game?
I mean, if everybody on my team's playing, then they'll probably get spread out evenly. If it's like we've been doing, because I feel like there was one game where it was like Tatum and another starter, and then the bench guys, and then there was another game where it was Brown and Porzingis and all the bench guys. So if they're still doing that staggered, letting guys sit, then whatever superstar is out there, that's the one who's going to take the most shots. But if it's everybody out there, I mean, it's always Brown and Tatum with Porzingis a shade underneath. So.
And you guys are like all healthy right now, like no injury concerns at all.
I think so. I think they're just like kind of like sitting guys right now and letting them get their rest because they can. And it's, I mean, again, we're kind of
they got those whole new rules now where they don't want you doing that in these marquee games. So you might not see that in a game like this.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yep. That's new to me. That's good to know.
But I don't mind it because again, my bench guys are getting starting minutes and again getting that experience like Gopher was saying, where it's going to be very important come playoff time. I know the rotation shortens up, but if you have another guy or two that can come in and give you a spark, that's huge. So
yeah, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Ugh, it's like sickening. It's like my team's so good, my hair's so perfect. Like,
you know, as look at blonde, my shirt. I'm trying to be the blonde Uncle Jesse. You know?
He's humble though. Like I don't know. In the first half, I was talking some smack. I'm just fired up, man. Like, I'm ready for these playoffs to start. Like I love this internal competition we're doing and everything, and it's fun. But I just want playoff basketball. I just want it's the best. It's right up. It's right up there with like to me. It's been a long time since I've seen the Knicks. I've never seen the Knicks win. So if they could just be in the mix, and I think they can go to Eastern Conference Finals, man. I really do. So,
Tony, what's a good punishment for the internal competition? Because it's kind of like fantasy football leagues. So, You think of any good?
Yeah, so I mean, it depends on how hard you want to go. Like, I was just looking at my closet. Unfortunately, like I have Celtics gear in my closet. Like, if I have to, rock a bunch of
Is that from
Celtics.
the last time you lost?
I mean,
You got to wear Celtics gear when you live with Matt?
I don't know. Like, or it depends. Or like, I go fly out to Boston, go see a game in Boston, or like I don't know. Like, it depends how, and then we could do a podcast together or something. I don't know.
You still have the balls and grit shirt?
Oh, I might. I think I do.
Ooh.
That's a great shirt.
Mm-hmm.
KG.
That was back like Barstool. Like KG would just talk wild trash on the mic, and then the next day Barstool would make a shirt. And that was in the era when that was actually way before Barstool blew up, but we were ordering stuff all the time. And so Tony had the balls and grit. I think that's all it said, right?
Just balls and grit, yeah.
Balls and grit.
Good shirt.
I used to work at an elementary school too, and I actually had that.
You wore it one
Yikes!
Off right away. But, yeah, I mean, I used to be a big Celtics fan. I used to live in Massachusetts for a couple of years, so I used to, when it was KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce, me and Matt watched every game together in I think 2012, 2013. So
you were a Celtics fan? I didn't get that. So when you lived with him, you were actually a Celtics fan?
Dude, we watched every stinking game. Like, I mean, if it was the Celtics and the Jazz, we would
Matt basically held him hostage
every game.
There was another cousin though, but he was the same thing.
I don't feel so bad now for being a Bulls fan when I was a kid. Like, I feel like really embarrassed to share that. But I wasn't even that long ago you were a Celtics fan.
Dude, I've seen so many Kelly Olynyk minutes on the floor. Yes, dude. I mean, now I'm kind of getting away from that because I think they're too good that they're starting to be hateable. That's how I feel about them. But I mean, Paul Pierce and KG, I mean, they're some of the easiest players to root for, especially if you live in Boston. And I don't know, it's a different vibe too because it's when you live in Massachusetts, there's a lot of Patriots. A lot of people are Patriot snobs, and I think Boston fans, Celtics fans, are a lot different. And
okay.
I don't know. I like the Celtics. I'm not the Red Sox and the Patriots never grabbed onto me like that, but I mean, yeah, KG and Ray Allen all day.
He was out here too during the heyday of Boston winning championships. He was out here 2011, 12, 13. So
okay.
You know what I mean? The Pats, everybody was winning championships at that time. Our whole living room was just championship posters and pennants, stuff like that.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yep.
Who's your favorite player?
If you moved to Orlando, would you like the Magic?
Something Philly don't know
is it a
nothing about.
geographical decision for you, Tony?
If I had to watch 82 games of the Magic, I assume I would probably I might enjoy some of their players or get some of their talents, but I mean. No, now it's just different. It's a different life. I mean, yeah, the Bucks didn't have Giannis at that time. We were I think that was when we were the worst team in the NBA, literally at that time. It's just different, But I mean, I don't think I could sit there and do that at now. I don't think I could watch
if it makes you feel any better, I was rooting for the Celtics then too because I didn't want the Lakers to win, and I didn't. Yeah, like I said, my dad was a diehard Celtics, and I always, when the Knicks suck, which was a lot over the last so many years, I supported them. I did, which I would never do something like that in the NBA. I mean, in the NFL, I Giants all day. So.
And listen, Matt would be able to tell you, I cannot name him, but the Celtics used to have this announcer who would do every game, who's just this big old, he was a drunk Irish guy, and he would just
Tommy
he was the big schemer. What was his name?
Wait, the announcer?
Yeah, the guy who would do the games.
Tommy Heinsohn. Yeah.
Tommy Heinsohn. He's an all-time game caller.
So he was doing the games back when you were supporting them back in
I mean, he
11,
did the
12,
game
13.
40 years, but
If you never listened to Tommy Heinsohn, he was absolute pure comedy. He would say again, they would cut to, it would be a bad call, or even if it wasn't, it was always a bad call to Tommy. And then they cut to the refs and they'd show Tony Brothers, and he'd be like, Tony Brothers, He's no brother of mine.
And
Gotcha.
he would say they're like 12th best player. He would say they're the best players. Like he'd be like, oh, I'd compare this guy to like Dirk Nowitzki, and you'd be like, what? Like
Greg Steensma and Bill Russell. He was not wrong.
Greg Steensma and Bill Russell, all-time quote.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they were a hoot.
Gotcha.
So this Hauser guy would have been Steph Curry last week.
Oh, he would have been the guy that taught Steph Curry how to shoot threes. Like you have no idea. Like Tommy was such a but let's not forget Heinsohn won championships as a player. He won championships as a coach of the Celtics, and then he was the announcer until he basically died. So he was the biggest homer, but he was such a homer, it would like get obnoxious, and then it would keep going further to the point of absurdity, and then you were like, is he on his pills tonight? I don't know what's going on.
It's like I don't know. Like, what's the Mets announcer guy? The Mets homer. Like it's like the guy who does the Mets games.
Oh, Ron.
He's like the character who's always like, the biggest homer going.
Yeah, he played for the Mets. Very famous player. That's terrible. I can't remember his last name right now.
Nick's got it. Nick's got it with
fans. I don't know. I guess
Nick's got it with Clyde Frazier. He's whining. He's dining. He's scooping and scoring. He's always rhyming and saying stuff.
He does have the best outfits. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
man. Some of his stuff he be coming out and it's fun.
He's like Craig Sager.
What's he going to be wearing tonight? And, yeah, you look forward to that. You look forward to seeing Spike Lee in the front. That's cool.
Does Clyde Frazier still call games?
Yeah.
Wow.
Him and Albert or some. Yeah, no, I can't remember the other guy he does it with. Can't remember his name right now, but
Topher, you know what I saw the other day that actually kind of like blew my mind was, and I don't know why, it's so stupid, but I saw a quick video of the organist that plays and him actually playing while looking down at the game, and it was like, oh my god, they don't just have this crap on like a record or something. They gotta actually have a guy. Like, what if he screws up? You know what I mean? I've never heard that once.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do we want to try? We'll get into your Matt Libz.
Matt Libz
teased it.
Matt Libz. Here we go.
All right, I might suck at this.
Where I'm going to ask everybody one, possibly two questions where they need to fill in the blank.
Is this round table, or you're you're going to say Tony, Mike, or
yeah? I'll call everybody's name because some of them are going to be team specific and some of them aren't. So
they're personalized
a little bit.
Oh,
right, I hope.
Trust me, Dave. I know this is going to be very personalized. Trust me.
Tony's scared. I'm very Tony.
You do seem a little worried, man.
Listen, we're going to take it easy on you. Don't worry. I'm not going to spill the tea. I'm not going to.
The first one.
It's only your first episode.
He'll build it up.
Maybe like 5 or 6.
Personal attacks won't start until episode 4.
Yeah.
All right, and secrets of your past won't start until episode 8.
Oh shit!
So, Tony, you want me to start?
Can't wait to find out where the bodies are.
Oh boy!
Throw me a meatball, Matt. Yeah, start with me.
Okay. One player on your team that you would trade for one player, any player in the league, is blank.
I would trade. So I want to say Jay Crowder, but I don't know if that gets the needle moving enough. So, I guess if I had to go my starting lineup, I guess I'm ready to get rid of Chris Middleton, which is hard to say because he's been on my team forever. But I think you could trade Chris Middleton and get a good asset. I think he's kind of next year might be an expiring deal, and if you could get a good up and coming player to be in that 2-3 spot in our lineup, I think that'd be huge. Right now, I think
an example though. Who?
Who?
It could be anybody. It doesn't matter about contracts and stuff. But
does it?
Oh God!
Level or no?
Huh?
It has to be Chris Middleton's level.
Chris Middleton. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're not trading him for you know what I mean. You're not getting
Right. Okay, if you want to do it in between our teams,
You're not trading Chris Middleton for Jalen Brunson.
Anybody in the league, anybody in the league.
Okay, I got you. We've had this discussion before. I would trade Chris Middleton for Derek White today.
Okay.
Am I supposed to answer that question too?
I think you have your own separate.
Okay.
Yeah. Topher, yeah. Don't worry, Topher. You're coming up
He didn't
next.
forget
Topher.
about you.
Here,
all right.
Any Knicks player from the past, if you could bring them in a time machine and throw them on your squad right now, the player would be blank.
Oh my God, it's easy. It would be Allen. I had to say Allen Houston.
Oof.
I could have anybody.
I liked Allen Houston back in the day.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because like I thought I had to answer the last question, and Bogdanovich is really pissing me off right now because, and I think a lot of it's Tibbs' fault. I think he's expecting him to come out and like create off the dribble and hit some shots. That's not what he's going to do. He just needs to spot up, hit a three, shoot 3 or 4 or 5 threes a game, hit 2 or 3 of them. His defense stinks. So if he ain't hitting shots, he's not worth even being on the court. He's a liability. But that's what I'm thinking right now. Like Allen Houston, he wouldn't be a bench player. So like that kind of throws off the trading thing. But man, if I could just have that guy that no matter what, wide open, he's going to knock the shot down right now. I mean, he still ain't going to play great defense, but I like Allen Houston, man. I would bring Allen Houston back right now.
No, it's good. It's good shooting. He spaced the floor, and he kept his mouth shut. So
yeah, we play good defense. Yeah, exactly. We don't need anybody to raise no eyebrows. We just need somebody who can knock the shot down when you're open. We kick it out to you. He would do that all day. That was a good one.
Your team. So obviously we know Charlotte sucks. So if you were not Jokic, take Jokic out of it. If you were starting your team over and you had the opportunity to pick one superstar from the league to build around, that player would be
Jalen Brunson.
Definitely not Jalen Brunson.
I just wanted to.
Yeah. I think right now. I mean, I think if I'm starting from scratch, it's the easy answer is Wemby.
Okay.
He looks like he's going to be a generational talent, but the other guy I really, really like right now is a young superstar. And he had a big headline last night. I liked him before that dunk. Is Anthony Edwards out in Minnesota?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that dunk he had last night?
Yeah.
That was nasty.
What did he do to his finger, though? Is it messed up? Or
he dislocated it. Well, he went right to the locker room, got it taped up, and came back. So
yeah.
They just popped it back in place, basically, and he went right back out there.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
All right. Tony. So, Tony, you made it through the first round. Nothing bad happened, right?
This is setting me up right now. This is setting up for that.
You got 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's
how many do we get? 2 each?
Yeah.
Okay. But just want to know what I'm getting into a little bit.
But I'm gonna start off easy this week. I'm gonna keep it sports. You know what I mean? Because obviously we're a sports podcast. I'm gonna generate some talk, but also just know that in the weeks to come, the first one will be sports, and the second one is gonna be a potpourri. You don't have.
Okay.
So, yeah. But sports now. So Tony, I give you a lot of crap for Doc Rivers. Obviously, I love him because we won in 2008, but he is snake bitten since. So if you had the opportunity to get rid of Doc and bring in your own coach currently in the league, only current coaches in the league, that person would be
Spoelstra. I think he's probably the best coach in the NBA. I would say. I like Doc. I'm very happy. Doc, I think, is doing a great job with what he's bringing. He's bringing this team together. We're organized. We have a game plan. We're winning games without Giannis. The bench is playing good, but I think Spoelstra, I think he's escalates the Heat team to better than they are. He's drawing up plays. He is good with rotations, and he's probably outside of Popovich. I think he's the longest tenured coach. So. Fortunately, I hate the Heat, and they beat all of our teams last year. But I would say, and with the NBA, I don't even think coaches are that big of a deal. But I think Spoelstra is.
Really?
I think probably one of the only coaches that are.
Okay. Topher, I know you said you got more into the Knicks post Jordan, but obviously you're a Knicks fan. You know the lineage and all that stuff. If there was one playoff series that the Knicks lost that you could reverse, what series and why?
The one when Reggie Miller cheated and fouled and pushed off and hit them threes and scored like 8 points in like 10 seconds.
How is that cheating though?
I mean, he didn't cheat. It was just bullshit. Like, he fouled, he pushed off, they didn't call it. Remember, he was,
That was basketball back then, Topher.
I know, but that one pissed me off. That one really pissed me off, and I just think it was bull
They were
crap.
just letting them play.
And he was talking smack on Spike Lee. So if I could reverse one, and if I could disappoint anybody, him. I didn't. Yeah, screw Reggie Miller.
Something told me it was going to be an Indiana series. That's why I was kind of curious if it wasn't an Indiana.
It's funny because early on, you said I would like to see the Knicks Indiana. That was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mike, your first pair of shoes were Grandma Ma's, meaning you were a fan of Larry Johnson. Who do you think could be the next NBA player to dress up in drag and pull it off, and why?
Joel Embiid could do it. He's a funny dude. He's a funny
that voice
dude,
would be hilarious.
And I could just see him doing like a remix of that somehow. That would be awesome.
I think so.
That would work. That's
Kelly
fun.
Olynyk.
Kelly.
A lot of Kelly Olynyk.
Yep. So again, we're going to iron out the kinks. Obviously, it's going to get more improved as the weeks go on. But again, this is Matt's Libz, where again, I will hit you with some sports questions, but then just prepared for the fact that they are not going to all be sports in a couple of weeks.
All right.
I like it too.
I like it. That was fun.
Tony's in trouble. You're the one he's really got dirt on.
Yeah, he knows you
from history.
I'm glad you guys are super excited.
Like,
I'm just going to ask questions. If you answer, that's on you. You don't have to answer.
He said, "I'm glad you guys are excited."
I mean, you can lie.
Yeah. You can invoke your Fifth Amendment rights. You're fine.
Okay, perfect.
He's like, man, I'm glad I work next Tuesday.
So Matt's just gonna ask the question: do you remember that time you did this, and this?
Tell the story. Well,
it'll all have some numerical value.
He's gonna be like,
no comment.
He's gonna be like, breaks over. I gotta go back to work.
Oh yeah.
So he's just gonna cut it.
That next week, yeah.
He's not gonna answer.
Get out of the bathroom stall.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your little studio.
I'm in. Listen, I can't go
Stall
into details, but I got lawyers and court dates and things coming up, so I know those people are listening. So I gotta watch what I say too. So
at least we have fans. At least we have fans.
Yes.
Legit operation we got running.
Even if it's somebody paid to listen to it.
Yeah. Hey, I know Tony's mom. She does that thing watching ads, right? She gets paid to watch the ads, and she just skims through them and does that. So we could just tell her to just go hog wild on the podcast, and we'll get thousands of views in no time.
There we go. I like it.
All right, how are we ending this thing? Is there?
I think that's pretty much all we can do.
Normally, Chris would say some dumb shit, and that's how we would know. I guess basketball is going to have to be a little different.
Yeah. That's your job now, Mike. You're going to sweep the week. I don't know.
Davis Bertans, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, Davis Bertans.
Is that good? How's that?
Sounds good. Have a good one, fellas.
All right. Thank you, guys. Like,
next week.
subscribe, share.